So here we have a list of modules, and we're clicking over them, right? And notice that we are encoding the URL we're encoding the ID of the module in the URL, which is perfect. So what we'd like to be able to do here is that we'd like to maybe highlight the module that is encoded in the state here in the URL. So the way we could do that is that, I mean, we have it encoded here, and so we would like to read that ID into our component, and then perhaps compare the IDs of each one of the modules against the current module in the URL, and then highlight the module, right? So let's do that. So in the module list component, notice that I believe we are reading the course ID from the params. We can also read the module ID as well, right, which is encoded in there, right, because we are in the activated route. And the activated route right now, it's this one, which has both the course ID and the module ID, right? So we can read from it. We can read it right here. Oops, copy, paste. We can read the module ID from the parameter path. Once we have that, we can maybe render, make sure that we do have the module ID. As we click over it. So we have 1, 2, 3 down here. So if we click 2, 3, 4, there it is, right? Or 3, 4, 5. So we are retrieving it perfectly. And then what I'd like to be able to do here in the LI, right? We can use a class, and a bootstrap class that will highlight this LI when the ID that is currently selected in the URL matches the ID, right, of the current module as we're iterating over them, right? We can use the class active, right? Notice that if we say active, now we're styling all the LIs, irrespective. Right? Notice that they're all now active. Actually, we might want to fix this a little bit. It's I can't see the URL. We can fix that, by going to the CSS that is specific to this component, and we can say that the active class followed by the anchor, I want the foreground color to be white. There it is. Now we can see them. Okay, but we don't want to display all of them as being active. Instead, we want to only display. Notice that each one of these modules, right? We can display the ID, right? The ID for each one of these. Right, this one is 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. So whenever these two are the same, right, whatever is being selected here, if I click on this one, notice that it becomes 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So if they're the same, then I want to highlight this one, but not the others, right? So the way we could do that, right, is that we can calculate this active, right, and dynamically, right? So I don't want all of them to be active. Instead, I want to generate a class, right, and to do that, the Angular provides a custom attribute that allows us to calculate a class that will be added to the element. So here, this takes as argument an expression, right? A JSON object whose property value, right, is the style or the class that we want to apply. And then the second half of this JSON expression, JSON object, is a predicate, right? That if it's true, when the predicate is true, then the class will be applied. So the predicate is going to be that if the module ID, if this module ID, right, if that module ID is equal to the current module underscore ID, if they're the same, if this is true, then this class will be applied to this LI. Well, let's try that. There it is. See that? This one is the only, because these two match, right? Then this one is highlighted. If I click on this one, notice that this highlights the current one. See that? Right? And so we don't need to display this module ID. Okay. Notice that it even survives a refresh. So if I refresh, right, I get the name of the course. I have the currently selected module. If instead I would have used JavaScript or session or state variables to keep track of the currently selected one, when I refresh, those state variables will be gone, right? Instead, is being encoded. The state of the application is always being encoded in the URL, and so it survives a refresh.